I was wrong about Deepwoken because I really thought that they couldn't really improve this game that much more, but this update, this Dust God update has blown me away. Ragoozer, absolutely brilliant, brilliant update because this Authority Origin has been so fun to do. Like, I can't believe how good it actually is, and it's so innovative as well because we didn't really expect something like this for, verse 3 update, obviously chapter 1, right? But I wasn't really expecting this, so for them to come out and do this is really interesting, and I feel like this only has positive signs for the game in the future because if they're willing to do this, then who knows what I might do in the future, because this is a really good sign, because obviously for quite a while now Deepwoken's updates have kind of been mediocre and lackluster, to be honest. That have not really been anything that really sticks out, but this update has been something that has brought back the whole community, to be honest. Like, this is something that has really just given a lot of life into the game, and this is why I said in my old video as well about Deepwoken that they need to really have an update that can really bring everyone back together, because all these updates we've been getting for the last year or so haven't really been that great. They've kind of just been mediocre, but this update really brought back a lot of that love and a lot of that passion that this game has been missing for a while now. They made a ton of changes when it comes to this update, especially when it comes to the eastern lumina of the map, because what they did there is they made Fort Merit like the main base of operations for the Authority. They kind of redesigned Fort Merit, and now if you're part of the Authority Origin, you kind of end up having Fort Merit as your main guild, and it more or less kind of replaces your old guild. Then there's the no talents, the no armors, the no weapons that come with the Authority Origin. Just outstanding work from the Deepwoken team here, and I can't give them any more credit for this, because we've all kind of questioned if they have the ability to actually progress the game any further and actually improve the game, but they've really shown here that they can, under the right circumstances of course, but they can actually improve the game, and it's been shown here. Like, there's no real way to say it other than they've shown their ability to actually go ahead and actually make an update that brings a lot of innovation into the game and really improves it in certain aspects, and it is so exciting to see, because this is only the first chapter of verse 3 and there's likely going to be more chapters coming out soon. It's really looking positive for Deepwoken right now. Ragoozer has spoken out saying that they really want to focus in on immersive content, and this update has kind of shown that that's the biggest thing for them right now, is that immersive content is what's going to keep them players coming back. That's what's going to keep the player count so high, because that was always what Deepwoken was supposed to be, an immersive game, something that has kind of been straying away from for a while now, where the updates haven't really been focused on that. I'm just really excited to see how Deepwoken might look in the next 3 to 4 months, because within that time I see there being massive progression made with the game when it comes to improving it, if they stay on track of course. But as long as they keep improving and making these updates happen, then I don't really see where Deepwoken can actually lose its players now, because they have a clear goal in mind now. They have what they want to do now. There's a lot more of a roadmap, as I might say, because obviously beforehand, like a couple months ago, no roadmap, there was no real ideas, but now there's a clear roadmap, it's a clear idea of where they want to make Deepwoken go now. So it's going to be a very exciting time to see for this game. And yeah, I also have to mention as well, the movement in this game has improved so much, because before this update the movement in this game was so janky, like it was so stiff, and it made kind of playing the game feel kind of uncomfortable at times. But they actually went back and reworked the whole animation and made it so much more smoother in the game. So I'm glad they went back and improved it, because that was something the whole community was complaining about. And obviously, since the movement is like a big part of the game in both PvP and PvE, if you can't move correctly, bro, you're cooked. So obviously having the movement on point is a big part of the game, and I'm glad they went back and actually improved that. And yeah, that was just a good part of the update. But obviously I'm gonna have some criticisms for this whole update, and there is one that really stuck out to me when it comes to this update, and it was the Authority Origin, more specifically the progression when it comes to Authority Origin. So bro, the missions, the jobs, the tasks for this is so slow. Like, I have to be honest, bro, it's so slow, and I feel like it's because of the amount of travel you have to do when it comes to this. I'm spending so much time having to go through the seas on boats and stuff to get to the next job, to get to the next mission, and man, it's very slow. Like, I have to say it, it's just so, it takes some time. It takes a real amount of time to get through each task and each job, and I feel like what they should have done is they should have made it a lot faster, because it just would have made things a lot quicker to progress when it comes to the Authority Origin, right? But because it's so slow, eventually some people might start to say, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. And for me, it's not an issue, because I'm willing to spend as much time as possible doing certain tasks and stuff like that. I don't really care. But as long as it's fun and it's innovative, then that's the thing. But for some players, they might think it's too slow, it's too boring, it's taking too long to get through, and they might just stop doing it in general. And I feel like that could be something they can fix in the next couple of updates, or they can just fix it right now if they want. But if they want you to travel a lot with the Authority Origin, why not just have some more jobs and missions kind of based around the sea? Because most of the time we're taking making boats anyway. So I think it makes a lot of sense because it makes progression a lot more quicker and you don't have to spend so much time going from place to place. Much rather you can do jobs that are kind of based close around full merit and you don't have to travel too far in between places. And even with that specifically as well, XP needs to be increased for a lot of these tasks because really and truly I feel like it doesn't really give enough XP at times. Like I feel like it'll do a task that takes a lot of time and the XP you get isn't even that much, to be fair. So I feel like maybe increasing it, I don't know. But I do have one final complaint and it's the bugs. And honestly, I don't think the bugs are that big of an issue in this update, but it's still there. And to be honest, I don't think it's a big issue at all anymore because the way I see is that Deepwoken has so much content and so much stuff going on that realistically it's gonna have bugs. Like a game that has this much stuff going on, more than likely it's gonna have bugs. But I don't really see it as a big complaint anymore because realistically, how can they really just fix the bug issue? Because it's been there since the game came out and I don't really see how it can really be fixed correctly. But you know, if they could, I wouldn't have an issue, but if they can't, I don't have an issue either. But yeah guys, I want to hear what you think. Is Deepwoken finally back? And with that being said, peace.